Here we are, Opie and Jimmy at XM Satellite Radio. Wow, I'm losing it. I knew Anthony wasn't going to make it in today because of the big date with Jill Nicolini. So we were well prepared, and we were going to have a really good show, and I think we did have a really good show. And I know what? This is the mistake I made. I'm in full allergy outbreak here. I've sneezed probably 200 times. My nose is raw. My eye, I can't even see out of it anymore. And I just figured out what I did. I'm a very allergic boy, and I'm allergic to dust. So yesterday, you see this shirt? This is the same shirt I had on yesterday. I was lazy today, so I picked the shirt up off the floor of my apartment. It was probably just in the dust. Put it on, and now this is what I get for doing that.
Well, if laying on the floor of your apartment, if it's that bad, you probably have too much dust in the apartment. Anyway,
well, I get it cleaned once a week, and today's cleaning day, so, you know. But it's just getting worse as the morning goes on here. But we have a great guest that we did not want to blow off. I don't know much about Uwe. Uwe.
Yeah, Uwe.
But I saw him in the movie Heckler, Jamie Kennedy's movie, that we really, really liked. And we had Jamie come in to promote the movie. And there's a scene in the movie, where you beat the crap out of a bunch of critics. Yeah. And it's hilarious because you got these cocky, guys that hide behind their computer, their keyboards and stuff. And they're talking trash about, I don't know, a certain project or?
No, all my movies.
Just all your movies in general. They're just not fans of yours. Yeah. And they're all cocky saying what they really think of this, of you. And then the next scene is they're in the ring with you boxing. They actually agree to box you.
How did you get them to agree to do that? Because critics normally wouldn't agree to do that. What was the spin you gave to get them to agree to fight you in a real boxing ring?
Yeah, free trip to Vancouver. So I said, look, if you want to do it and come up to Vancouver, I fly you up, actually. Yeah. But it will be a real boxing fight because I hate you.
Yeah. And they still agreed to this.
Yeah, and they came up. I think they wanted to get a little fame or whatever out of it. I don't know. But
just the voice alone, if I was on the phone with you, I would say, I don't need the trip to Vancouver. Just the voice alone would have scared me out of that scenario.
Well, they didn't understand that he had real anger. They're just these snots. And legitimately, now what is it that bothers you? Was there any legitimate criticism? Because we all get criticized legitimately.
Absolutely, and this would be no problem. The problem I had is that they actually trashed me, whatever I did. It was only about me, how bad I am, and what a loser I am, whatever. And if you read that now, you make 3 or 4 movies, and you get the same reviews over and over again, even if the movies are completely different.
Yeah.
Then I was like really pissed. Let's say it this way.
Why is your movie so controversial? Because there's a lot of controversy. You always stir up a lot of, you kind of touch a lot of taboo subjects.
Yeah, especially with Postal now, my new movie, what gets out Friday in selected theaters. So in New York, you have to go to Cobble Hill in Brooklyn to see it. Yeah, so it's not so easy. But no, it's I think my movies are kind of ruthless, violent, genre movies, and because they're based on video games a lot of times, you are directly listed as like this cannot be something with quality, basically. Yeah.
Okay, so they're basically going to attack it on principle. And you put out this thing they said it was your 4 or 5 harshest critics, the guys that you would read what they said and you just wanted to strangle them. And how good did it feel to actually punch these people in the face?
No, really good. I was I trained. I was prepared because I had no clue that 4 guys, maybe they are good. Yeah, you never know. They're coming to Vancouver and then they turn out to be like 220 pounds each or whatever. Yeah. I had no idea. And so I was really prepared, but they were not prepared. Yeah? And so my message was, after I knocked the last guy out, I said, like, look, if I would prepare my movies like you prepared that boxing fights, then they would suck big time. So that there's a lot of stuff out in the internet and geeks and whatever. They don't really know how much work it is to do something professional. Whatever you do, if you write a book or you make a movie, you have to put a lot of time and effort into it, and they don't respect that. They think they are like kings because they are sitting at home on mommy's kitchen table still eating the sandwiches she's doing, and then they go on their computer and they think they can do everything better.
And these guys are lazy because they didn't even Google your name to find out that you've done a lot of boxing in your life. You just told me off air that you boxed until you were 29 years old, so you know what you're doing in the ring. And these guys still agreed to go in the ring with you, and just amazing. One guy was on all fours, puking outside the ring. He had a real rough time.
Who was that one?
In the ring?
This was Jeff Schneider.
Oh, he's the guy from...
he's Variety now, from Variety. He was throwing up, and the worst was Lotex from somethingawful.com. He was like dressed in an American flag. And it was the fights were in Vancouver in Canada, right? And then he was like yelling to the audience before, like, you're hiding a terrorist here. Uwe is a terrorist, give him back to America, and so on. So he didn't have a lot of fans, like, right away.
Right.
So he was trying to be outrageous. He was trying to be like, whoa, this guy's a little crazy.
Yeah.
And he got a fucking beating, didn't he?
Yeah.
Good for you.
He was the first guy got knocked down.
What was the relationship with these guys after? Have any of them contacted you? Are they still bashing you online? Have they toned down?
Two of the guys, Chance Minter and Chris Alexander, actually turned into something different. I don't know, because of brain damage or because they actually talked with me, and so they liked it more, and they start liking my movies after the thing, and so it's kind of, from me, a success already, because I turned 50% around from the 4.
Well, who's going to give you a bad review now after seeing the heckler stuff?
Yeah. Well, wait a minute now. This the guy you actually fought. What's his name? Chance Minter. Wasn't he an amateur boxer?
This was the point. He said, like, he boxed also 1.5 years, so I put him last. He came. He was the last guy in the ring, but he couldn't. He couldn't do it. He was not really good trained, let's say it this way.
Oh, so it was actually 5. I'm sorry, I said 4. It was actually 5.
No, it was 4.
Oh, we have 5.
It was, in total, it was 5 critics, but one was in Spain, and I boxed him in Malaga in Spain 2 weeks before the main event. I was in a festival in Spain, and they had a full ring size thing, and there was a critic from Madrid who stepped in the ring, and I won with points, so I didn't knock him out. In Spain, the guy.
Now,
he survived.
He survived.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
One guy lost a match, and he went on to make several. Who's this guy? Kiyanka?
Yeah.
He made allegations against you, saying that you refused to fight against Chance Minter. Now, why are they saying he refused to fight against him?
No, I fought against Chance Minter. He was the last guy on the evening.
Right.
So, no, they said all kinds of absurd stuff later. Like Lotex said also, I promised not to hit him. And I said, why I should get you up here? This was the whole point, right? So yeah.
Some people said that you told these guys that it was going to be a fun boxing exhibition. Thank you. I can't talk. And then they were surprised that it was the real deal when they got there.
This is completely absurd. You know, I've wrote to everybody before, like, I want to hit you. I want to damage you. Come up to Vancouver. And then they agreed to it. And a lot of people I forced to come out didn't came out because they were scared. So, and I think these guys were full aware what the situation was.
I don't get who would agree to that.
Well, especially knowing a guy is fueled by anger at them.
Yeah, sure.
It's like, if you're trashing a guy, especially a guy with the mentality who makes the movies you make, they're definitely got a violence to them. It's like, well, this is a guy that thinks a certain way. Why would you want to get in the ring when you know he hates your fucking guts? I mean, I would just stay home behind the keyboard and keep talking shit.
Yeah.
I guess they were arrogant in more than one way.
Exactly, but I think also because they all want to self-promote.
They wanted some exposure.
Exactly, they were looking for exposure.
So now, what is it? You definitely don't do mainstream films at all. What do you feel about, like, a lot of the mainstream films? Like Indiana Jones gets all this press. It's well received at the festival in Cannes. I mean.
Yeah, Kung Fu Panda also, you know, it's kind of absurd. Like if a festival in Cannes shows Kung Fu Panda. Because I think the whole purpose of a festival gets like a little turned into an absurd thing. But I think the problem is that we have too many Indiana Jones movies. You know, it's not Indiana Jones, but as an example. And I think the choices for the audience are not good anymore in a way, because you have 50 tentpole movies every year. And then you get from Speed Racer to Iron Man to Indiana Jones to Narnia. And I don't, as a viewer, I want to see basically not always this kind of stuff. If I see 1 or 2 comic book movies a year, it's enough.
Yeah.
And then I want to see something else. And I don't want to see 40 times Marvel comic book heroes every year.
You know what? Movies have to go the way of music. You know, I mean, back in the day, it was really tough to get your music out there to the masses. You know, radio stations would play only a certain amount of bands and a certain amount of songs. There just wasn't any room. And then the Napster thing started really, you know, exploding and getting exposure for these bands that deserved exposure. And now, you know, now a lot of bands are being heard that probably wouldn't have been heard 10 years ago. And for some reason, movies are still behind as far as that goes. You know, it's really tough to get into these theaters with your project, and they're trying to make it. They're making sure they make it hard for you guys, for us to get the movies, you know, online illegally and all that. But I think they should pay attention to what Napster did to the music industry and allow it to happen.
Start releasing them online. Would you release certain films online if you could? Because you can get it all over the world that way fast.
The problem is, of course, accounting. Right, so because you cannot do it for free, you have to get some money back, and this is the thing. And then you have, of course, with music, it's easier to do a fast download in great quality.
Sure.
I'm tired always if I stream a movie on my laptop, that buffering or whatever, it takes forever, and then I think, okay, I go to Blockbuster and I rent it because it takes too long.
Yeah, and the quality's not as good. Yeah.
Exactly.
But the music industry should just embrace it and know that this is going to happen eventually. Let people start doing it.
The movie industry.
The movie industry, and then, you know, and then like build some kind of business plan, you know, down the road. But they're crazy, you know.
Yeah. No, but I agree. It is the future is on that video on demand streaming, and the theatrical business is for independent filmmakers. It's just too expensive.
Right.
It's like you're not getting any wide awareness anymore without like $30 million in TV spots.
Right.
So, and this is completely crazy, because how you want to ever recoup your budget if you have to spend like double as your budget for advertising?
How many films have you done?
I did 15 movies already.
And what would you say was the biggest commercial success of all of them?
No, it was profit-wise, House of the Dead.
And what was that?
It was like a zombie movie.
Okay.
And but like volume, it is In the Name of the King. The movie it's out on the DVD stores with Jason Statham. It's like a big epic movie. Ray Liotta is in it, and was my most expensive movie with a $60 million budget. Like this was. And it sells, of course, very good on DVD, but theatrical, I didn't have the full power of a studio behind me. So you fail, even with a big movie, because you don't get that, like, trailering in the theaters for 6 months. Like, this is the whole point. Like, people are always surprised, like, oh, look, Iron Man, how successful it is. But look, if you would pick let's say, a different movie, and you would show trailers in 20,000 theaters for like 6 months,
right,
you would make out the box office with another movie.
So it cost you $60 million to make that movie. What did it make at the box office? Do you know what?
In US, only $5 million.
$5
million?
million?
Was a disaster. Worldwide, it did another 15. What was a little better, but on DVD in US already it did over 35 million on DVD.
So you're at about 55 million. You're just about to break even at least.
Yeah, I think we will, like, in the next 1 or 2 years, the money slowly will kick back in, right? So, but video saved me, and also video on demand, Cinema Now and this kind of stuff, whatever, Apple, it's on
iTunes?
iTunes, so you can download that. So it helps, of course, but the problem is, for example, we spend $20 million in advertising for the theatrical release, and then you make $5 million box office, then you think exactly what you said, maybe we should skip that next time.
And go right online.
You know, yeah.
Yeah. Callers?
Yeah, let's go to Colin in Florida. Colin, what's up?
Yeah.
Hey, I just want to say that recently I've...
Hold on, Colin. We got to turn his headphones up.
Hold on. As I hear?
Your volume is right there, yeah.
We need to get that chicken audio. Maybe you could translate it for us.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
Okay, I hear it. Yeah, it's all good.
You know German pretty well?
Oh, yeah.
Sorry. Colin, what do you got?
Good. I just want to say recently I've just thought that Uwe is the most charismatic director ever. He embraces the audience that hates him. He goes in their face. He goes in the shows that he knows they watch, like G4, and he'll go on all the video game shows. and then he'll pretty much trash the people that he knows they love, like Michael Bay. And I haven't heard a director been this upfront in a while.
Yeah, he's extremely to the point.
What do you like about his films?
Honestly, I haven't seen one of them.
Oh, you just like him as a guy?
I will see Postal.
Which is based on the video game, obviously. All right.
Yeah.
Thank you, Colin.
Thank you.
Punch it out.
So do you also, what would you say is the most controversial scene? You shot some stuff that gets a lot of flack. There was one, which actually was a really well-shot thing. It was about 9/11. And it was like a window washer sitting on the outside of the Trade Center, and the plane is coming, and you actually see what it looks like for the plane to be coming. Now, a lot of people would find it offensive, but
sure.
it is actually visually, you can't deny it's a cool thing to look at.
Right.
Yeah, but the story before is that the two terrorists getting in a huge dispute, how many virgins they're getting, actually, if they do it, and then they call Osama because they're not really sure anymore, and it turns out that Osama is running out of virgins. So he says, like, I cannot promise you more as 20 right now. And this is basically, they don't want to do it anymore, but then the machine is already, like, almost crashing into the World Trade Center. So I know it's a ridiculous thing in Postal, but I wanted to set the tone also. I felt like in the last few years we lost a little that kind of ruthless comedies of a Monty Python, for example, or a Blues Brothers. This kind of stuff disappeared.
Yeah.
And I think it's now long enough where everybody was political so correct about everything. So you start going back to humor, what maybe
dark.
Exactly, a little more dark humor. We're a little tired of that Adam Sandler, Will Ferrell kind of comedy, because it's in a way always the same.
Does Will Ferrell's comedies, they make you laugh?
25 minutes, yes.
And the rest
so exactly, you see like 1.5 hours, but you're not entertained after a while anymore. And I think this is the point, like there is an audience out, I think, for a little more like harder, darker stuff, and Postal is definitely a movie what delivers that.
The problem with comedies nowadays is the fact that you have to have a message. It's like, just be funny.
Exactly.
Who gives a shit about a stupid message at the end of the movie?
Yep.
And tying it all up into a nice bow. I know that's a hack saying, but enough. We don't need the message.
I agree. Look, in Postal, in the end, Bush and Osama running hand in hand in the mushroom clouds, right? So it's like this the end of Postal, where I think it doesn't need always this kind of, okay, we need a wedding and a family in the end or something.
Right.
Yeah. So, and I like it more a little, let's say, over the top.
Every comedy has to have the romantic, storyline. It's just enough already. They just don't have an imagination in Hollywood anymore. They know the formula and they go with it, and it's kind of sad. Let's say hi to Max in Dallas. Max, what's going on?
Guten Morgen, Herr Boll.
Hey, buddy.
Guten Morgen.
Ich habe deinen Jason Statham-Film gesehen gehabt. Das war ausgezeichnet und du bist ausgezeichnet.
He talks German. Should I translate it?
Yeah, sure. We're going to have you translate.
He said he saw the movie with Jason Statham and he liked it. So, you want to keep talk German, or why you know German so good?
Meine Mutter ist Deutsche.
Ah, okay.
Aus Berlin, aber es war 20 Jahre sind es... the hell with it, I'll just speak English.
No, that's pretty cool, actually.
Very good.
20 years since I've been in Germany, and I forgot a lot, but Jason Statham one kicked ass.
Yeah,
and you're definitely a cool-ass director.
Thanks. It's too bad that Postal is not in Dallas opening right now, so we have only one screen in Texas, in Austin, and but I hope I get it to Dallas also soon.
Where in it actually? Hold on. I'm sorry, Max. I didn't mean to interrupt you, but it comes out. I want to give a plug to when the movie comes out. It's this Friday.
Yeah.
And a very limited release. And here in New York, it's where? It's in Brooklyn?
Yeah, it's a Cobble Hill Theatre. And we were fighting till the very end to get a Manhattan screen, right?
Sure.
And I called AMC. I said, look, guys, you have the Empire 25 with 25 screens where Vantage Point is still running. Yeah, like what? I think it's already out on DVD or something. So it makes no sense to play Harold and Kumar still on two screens. It's like there's even on one screen almost only 5 people coming every day. So but they didn't play it, and I think it was a little too rough that
content,
movie. Yeah, the content, they don't want to play it. But I think it's a little sad that you have basically only a few people deciding what's going on the American screens. They should let the audience pick, you know?
Is America more sensitive than like the audiences in Europe or in England, or is it pretty much the same all over the board? Or are they babies all over the world, or is it more so here?
No, it is interesting with Postal was that, for example, in England, a Revolver film, Guy Ritchie's company, bought it, and they couldn't get any screens because they were like scared for Islamistic, like Islam people, like Muslims flipping out, right? That they throwing stones in the thing because we make fun out of Bin Laden and Mohammed and everything. So this was problematic, and here I think it's a little more the censorship in regards of, okay, you shouldn't make jokes about September 11. We don't want to play the movie,
right?
And but in a way, like in satire, nothing is holy, right? So, and this is the point. I don't make jokes out of the victims of September 11. I make a joke about the absurd terrorists, and this is the point. So, I hope slowly we're getting more screens, of course, for the movie. But we are right now, I think, only in Denver, in Chicago, in Seattle, in San Francisco, L.A., New York, and Austin and Atlanta.
Is there anything that you've done like comedically that you like I kind of wish I didn't do that? Like, is there anything you've said or you filmed that you look back on and go, it was a little harsh, I wish I kind of would have done that differently?
No.
Good. No regrets. Good.
I think that of course that was going to be the answer. Let's say hi to Danny in Atlanta. Danny.
Hey guys, what's going on? Hey, I had a quick question for Uwe. What was it like working with Michael Madsen in Blood Rain?
Yeah, let's say when he was not drunk, it was great. So he came into Romania where we shot, kind of loaded in a way,
really?
Right? Yeah. And we had but he got better and better and better after a while. And he's actually a very nice guy, and he's a very good actor. Yeah. But we had like scenes where he had the sword, like it's a vampire movie, right? So he should fight with his sword, and Ben Kingsley's in the movie also, and he said like he shouldn't come close with that sword to me because we're swinging it a little out of control. So it was kind of hard with him to do action movies. Like action scenes in a way, you know? And if you see Michael Madsen in his normal movies, he's very slow. Like he walks around, slow, talks slow, and kills people slow.
Yeah.
But he's not the guy who turns into Robin Hood. So, but he's a great guy, and he was one of the few actors that actually supported later the release of the movie. He did interviews, and Virginia Madsen came to the premiere with him together. So he is a very nice guy if it comes down to this.
So wait, Ben Kingsley wouldn't support it, or
no, he took the paycheck and disappeared.
Oh, really?
Isn't that in the contract where they have to do a certain amount of press, or no?
Yeah, but it's always in like on availability, right? And then they have cheap excuses.
Do you want to get get him in a boxing ring or what?
No. Ben Kingsley is a great actor, so I'm happy.
Wow, I just saw the Postal scene with the window washer.
Can we show that again?
That's creepy.
Yeah, it really looks like it's the guy's on top of the Trade Center, and it really does look.
Where can we find this movie trailer for the people out there, Than? Where are
it's on YouTube.
This is on YouTube. The opening scene of the movie, and to be honest, this guy at the window washer is the producer. It's Dan Clark.
Okay.
And nobody wanted to play that part, right? So, and he said, "I do it." And this is
wow. Is that creepy?
Yeah.
Wow, man, you almost jump back when you see it because the way that scene is shot, it's just from a point of view.
Right.
And there's nobody alive.
You're inside the building.
Yes.
Just to get the visual out there, looking out, the window washers on the outside. In the distance, you see the plane coming, and wow, it looks real, just real. It just hits the screen, basically.
You can't comprehend the speed. Like, you always wonder, when 9/11 happened, as awful as it was, you always wonder what would that have looked like to have that coming at you. I mean, it's a human instinct to wonder how awful would that have looked.
Yeah.
And you can't, in your mind, process the speed, but on film you see the plane, how fast it's coming. It's fucking terrifying.
Yeah,
I gotta acknowledge something that's going on instant feedback. It's like right down the middle. There's a lot of guys that hate you and don't respect you, and there's a lot of guys going, I fucking love this guy. How does that make you feel? Or maybe I should
happy
have brought that up because I'm in no shape to box it out today.
No,
but I think that's kind of interesting.
Right,
There's
I know.
no real gray area. Like they either love you or hate you out there.
I know. It's this kind of.
And why the hate?
Yeah, I think the hate came because of House of the Dead and Alone in the Dark with Christian Slater, two video game based movies where what the game guys didn't liked in a way, right?
Okay.
But I said to the guys they hated House of the Dead, okay, this is a Sega video game, so what were you expecting? Schindler's List? Like the thing is, like, if you make a movie House of the Dead based on a video game where everybody is like shooting zombies in pieces, and exactly this is a movie, right? It's a very brutal zombie movie, and then they were like, oh, the spirit of the game is not on screen. And I said, like, what spirit of the game? Where I played it, I was only shooting the whole time. So this is a kind of absurd that game geeks, whatever you do, you cannot make it right, basically.
Yeah, they're babies.
Yeah.
What are there? Who do you think? Because you seem to have worked with a lot of high profile actors. I mean, Madsen, Slater, Ben Kingsley. I mean, who do you think is overrated as far as directors are concerned, or talent in Hollywood? Because there's a lot of them that get tremendous amount of advertising budgets and they put out mediocre products.
Yeah, there's a point where I went like off on the Michael Bay thing, right? So he hates me now.
Who's Michael Bay? I know the name.
He did Pearl Harbor and Transformers and Bad Boys. And his attorney actually wrote me. I should not talk about him anymore in public, but
why?
No, this is the point. Like I said, I determine who I can talk about Michael Bay, right? But the point is that for me, he is like this guy what has $200 million per movie and $80 million per movie advertising budget, and what he makes out of it is poor. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't think there are really like a lot of like worse war movies as Pearl Harbor. I was really angry where I saw Pearl Harbor.
What do you think was wrong with it?
No, I think the whole kind of characterization, it's like a clean advertising spot. And after like 20 years after The Deer Hunter or Platoon or Apocalypse Now, this kind of great war movies, you make something like this with all the technique you have now, and then you fail totally in the drama part, or also in the message. To be honest, I think Pearl Harbor is a pro-war movie. It's not visible that war in total is wrong. Right?
Was there anything gritty about it? Anything fucking gritty? There was no balls to it? I didn't see it.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's Ben Affleck and Josh Hartnett, and it's the big buddies and whatever when the Japanese coming, of course, they are the big heroes and jumping in the airplanes and fighting against against Japan, and then later they are also like leading the revenge attack, and I think it is pathetic. The whole point. I didn't like it, and to be honest, in a movie like Transformers, what got good reviews, right? But what is that? What Michael Bay shoots there? The Transformers is like 80% CGI.
Yeah.
You know, it's like you are on set, and then the main actor says a line and in front of a green screen, and then the real action is behind it. So he gets all the credit for stuff where he has nothing to do with. And then I get like bashed in the garbage ton with my movies, but I make physically my movies on my own and the action on my own and everything. And this is the thing, what is a little annoying after a while, but I'm happy that there are at least a lot of people out there, they say, I know Uwe is not part of that Hollywood system. He makes his own stuff, and that they support that.
Do you think Indiana Jones will be interesting or no? Because I know that they have a tremendous advertising budget, and it's every theater you go to, there's the trailer.
No, I think Indiana Jones, I will go and see it, yeah, right? So it's I always liked Indiana Jones, but I felt like with Harrison Ford, for example, that he is way too old normally, and it's kind of absurd to put him in his dress and have makeup and hair, fix his everything, you know, and then because look, why they did Indiana Jones is money, not because they think we have to keep telling that story about Indiana Jones. It is like even a Spielberg is looking for the safe bet now. And this is kind of, let's say, I think different or dangerous in the film industry right now, that they all try to produce only that safe bet, and then it's all medium. We can be really happy that there are some people every year coming up with like No Country for Old Men, There Will Be Blood. Some movies are a little different and against the stream, because without that movies, you could cancel the Oscars, for example, because there is nothing anymore.
Yeah.
You know?
What was the last good movie you saw? No Country or?
I like No Country. I liked, for example, Before the Devil Know You're Dead, the Sidney Lumet movie, was with Philip Seymour Hoffman.
Didn't see it. Okay.
Was really good, and it's with Ethan Hawke and Philip Seymour Hoffman, and they have both like money problems, and normal people basically, and it totally escalates, and they start killing people. It's a really good movie, and
I hated this. How shallow I am. I hated the name of it. So I didn't see it. I would like. No, I didn't even know Hoffman.
What was the name again?
Before the Devil Knows You're Dead, which is part of this. I think it's an Irish thing. May you be in heaven a half hour before the devil knows you're dead.
And it won some awards, right?
No, I don't think so.
No,
this is the thing. Like I think it tanked totally, to be honest. Yeah, but
do the reviewers like it?
I don't even know. I didn't check that.
We'll go to Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah, and exactly, you can find it out. And but I think it turns on DVD now into a success also, because people are basically
hearing about it after you think they're hearing about how good it was.
Exactly, and then they start talking about it.
Let me. This makes his point. Before the Devil Knows You're Dead, Rotten Tomatoes gave it 88% positive reviews. That's huge.
Yeah,
it only made just under $7 million at the box office.
Right, and that shows
that completely proves what you're talking about right there. These movies are out there, but they're not getting the proper exposure. That obviously is a well-reviewed movie.
Right, and with good actors, and Sidney Lumet is like an all-time star. It is maybe his last movie, you never know, right? He's like 82.
Oh, okay.
So the thing is, like, it should got more attention, and it didn't got more attention. And, but look, I'm
going to go see that movie now because of you.
You can rent it.
Yeah, I'll definitely check it out. Hey, we got this German audio that we need translated.
We've been playing this for fucking 4 years, and we cannot. We know what he's doing, but we cannot translate the audio. I think you're the first guy that actually is German who we've had in the studio.
Yeah. So let's play the audio, and if you can listen for us.
Macht es Spaß?
It's a porn track.
Hold on. What?
I think it's from a porn movie, a sex movie. She says like, and did you like it? Did you have fun? Is what she said. So, and how does it keep?
All right. No, we'll keep stopping it. So that's what she said. That's her opening line.
Yeah.
Oh my God. All right.
Irre. Ich bin ganz wild auf diese Henne.
He said like, yes.
That's gonna be the greatest thing ever. Because for 4 years we've been playing this track.
No, he says like he's really into the chickens. So this is what he says. So I don't know what he's doing there with the chickens.
So she started off by saying, "You like that?
Yeah, you like that.
That's good, right?"
Yeah, and he says like I really like the chickens. I'm really into the chickens.
Ja. Nun wird's gut. Ja, gleich.
He says like, this is good, soon. It likes like he's coming or something.
Saying soon?
Yeah.
Can you stop that for a second? Could you translate what the chicken is saying?
Exactly. I'm thinking about it. It's not a lot of dialogue in that clip, to be honest.
So the chicken is probably yelling harder.
How you got that?
I don't know, actually. We had the audio.
Yeah, it was dropped off at our front door. We don't know. We don't know how we got that one. It was in a brown paper bag.
But the whole sound, like from my own experience.
Yeah.
In my, let's say, I don't know what to say about my own experience, but no, the thing is like, it sounds like more the 80s.
Yeah, I
think it's an older porn movie.
Did you ever do porn or direct it, or you just saw it?
No, this is the thing. Like, what I mean, like, I think I have a lot of experience in looking porn, but not making porn.
What's up with the Germans? Jimmy makes a very good observation about this, but the Germans, their porn's a little on the freaky side.
Yeah, the German porn is very, very.
What is that about? You think?
Very hardcore.
Yeah, look, it is like, of course, in Europe, way harder in a way, because sex is no problem, even to show like in TV. There are a lot of erotic programs in free TV, basically, but not hardcore, but really edgy already. And then, so the porn movies must be very harsh to get an audience, basically.
To get the effect that American porn has, considering how fucking watered down TV is here. I see what you're saying. Okay,
absolutely.
You have to step it up a notch to get people interested.
Right. What's actually interesting was a funny thing where we shot Blood Rain in Romania. There was a free porn channel in TV, like hardcore porn, but it was like it started only at midnight. So in every morning you saw all the American crew got like more and more tired in the bus driving to the set because everybody, and then they were sitting there and everybody said like, on weekend on Spice Platinum was the title of the porn channel, and then everybody like the military weekend is coming up. So I have to go home. Like they had like different weekends, the lesbian weekends, the military weekend. But it's kind of funny that they were really into it in the moment they get like free porn.
Sure.
Outside of America. I really went for it.
Yeah, you have to pay for it now on the pay-per-view.
Yeah.
You can't get it for free.
Yeah, let's say hi to John in Philly. John, what's going on?
Hey, question for Uwe. I remember a while ago I heard an interview with Zach Ward and get this hack off the phone.
You don't like Uwe?
No, not really.
Wait, but you said get this hack off the phone, so that would be you.
Yeah, sir, you're on the phone. Good one, sir.
I don't know. What was the question now? That
he doesn't like you. But if you want to know the truth.
You can't call Uwe a hack, I don't think. If you don't like him, you don't like him. People just don't like certain directors, but I wouldn't say
I don't know much. I'm not
hacky.
going to lie. I don't know much about you. Jimmy was like, oh, man, I did Red Eye with this guy. We got to get him on. He's very interesting. He's hardcore, blah, blah, blah. So
I like the fact that you were just very honest about what it is what you do and your humor. And, it was the plus punching those critics in the face. God almighty, did I envy you.
Yeah, look, it's I was never really liked, to be honest. Also in Germany, not. There's a reason that I went away from Germany after my last movie, 1995, in Germany.
You left?
Yeah, I left 1995 because it was like nobody liked me because the way the movies I do are always kind of very harsh or insulting in a way, right? So, and my first movie was actually German Fright Movie. If you remember Kentucky Fright Movie.
Sure.
And we did the German version where we made like fun, we had like suicide shows, and we actually did like danger seeker scenes, where we, for example, we went in Walmart and we stole everything till the police catched us, and with hidden cameras and so on. So we did a lot of crazy stuff. And with that, you're not really well liked in Germany. Also, for example, in Postal, that I'm running that Nazi theme park in Postal, where I play my cameo. The Germans hated that.
Yeah,
they said like, "How can you present Germany like this to the outside world?" And I said, "Why?" It's like if you like in Eastern Germany, 25% votes for the Nazi Party. 25% in the last elections, right? So, and to think like it's also nice and liberal in Germany, this is what they want to be. And of course, this is the reason they subsidize all that Sophie Scholl movies or whatever, They always they're always happy if a Tom Cruise comes and is doing Stauffenberg, for example, to show like, look, basically, we were all against Hitler. We always tried to kill him, but then finally it didn't work out. So, but the reality was, of course, different. And so, and if you show now, what I do in Postal, that the Germans are still like sausage eating, beer drinking lederhosen guys. You're not getting a lot, exactly, but you're not getting a lot of like plus points in Germany for it.
What is like in Germany now? They've gotten so weird with language. It's illegal to deny the Holocaust, I think. Like what is the language thing in Germany when it comes to the Holocaust or other stuff that they really come down on you for?
No, look, if you say the Holocaust never happened, of course they charge you. But it's also not allowed, for example, to have like a Nazi costume on. Like with that Hakenkreuz or whatever. So even in like on a party or something, they could call the cops and they would take you in. What is completely absurd, but because that shows in a way that they are not liberal. So I think...
Of course not. They're just trying to change their image. They want people to forget about that part of their history.
Absolutely. And this is the thing, it's kind of funny that they're not getting it, that they allow a right corner party to go to the elections, and then all the unemployed white trash people voting for the Nazi party. This is all allowed. But to make fun out of whatever, having an Adolf Hitler costume on a party, you get like legal problems. So that shows the whole absurdity.
Doesn't that give it more power too? Obviously, when you try to ban something,
like it makes it a more powerful image,
right?
When you say you can't dress like that, it makes it even more taboo than it already is. So then people just want to do it to be rebellious.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's it is a lot of stuff. What is very bad in Europe in general compared to US. To be honest, like I think in US is a very it's a little stricter here, but in Europe you have this kind of wannabe liberal. But they are very easy offended by a lot of stuff, and they don't support it. You see that in Cannes. Look, in the film festivals, for example, the typical European movie is totally boring, and nobody's interested to see it.
They really are.
There's the thing; they're totally boring, and then you have like Kung Fu Panda and totally boring European movies. This is Cannes. And if you make something what is a little more, let's say, for example, Postal would never get into Cannes because they would say this is dirty. This is over the top. This is like a ruthless, whatever. And these are normally, I think, very positive things, what you can say about the movie, but not if you are in that world.
Right.
The subsidized culture, Goethe Institute.
Wasn't the
world.
Cannes Film Festival all about being a little edgy when it first started up, right?
Absolutely. And they had like huge scandals in earlier days.
Kung Fu Panda.
What is Kung Fu Panda? I have not heard of that.
That's the Jack Black movie, right?
Animated.
Animated. You know, it's a panda that does kung fu. Jimmy.
Ugh. Jeez, it's literal?
Yeah.
Yeah, so and this is the point. It's like it's kind of that a movie like this gets made is already a joke. But the point is that, of course, it's a children movie and it's okay, but why it takes away, for example, a possible screen time in Cannes from a movie what could make a big scandal or what could open up a discussion about something but this is a long big theme and I hope that good and controversial movies are still getting an audience at latest on DVD.
All right, let's say hi to where are we going? Lenny, Connecticut. What's up, Lenny?
Lenny.
Hey, dudes, how you doing today? Happy birthday, Jimmy.
Thank you.
Oh, you have person?
No, they just say it to me. I get used to it. It's bizarre. Go ahead, Lenny.
Before the Devil Knows You're Dead, it's got some great naked Marissa Tomei in it, and you get to watch Philip Seymour Hoffman fucking her.
I'd like to see Philip Seymour Hoffman fucking anybody. I mean, the last person he hit on was fucking Mark Wahlberg in Boogie Nights, so I'd be happy to see him fucking anybody.
She's smoking in the movie. She really is.
How old is she now? Well, she did My Cousin Vinny a shitload of years ago.
She's got to be, I think she's 40. I think she turned 40 recently.
Yeah.
Yeah, she looks good. I agree.
Absolutely. Let's go to Canada. David, what's up?
Oh, hey, yeah, I hate to be bugging you guys. I'm a big fan, you know what I mean? You rule. But I was just wondering if you could tell me what you think of the movie Aguar, The Wrath of God. You know, I won't waste your time, but I was just curious.
What movie?
Who are you asking, buddy?
Aguar, The Wrath of God. Sorry, the director there.
Oh, okay. Aguar, The Wrath of God.
Werner Herzog's movie with Klaus Kinski.
Okay,
you mean that movie? Did you mean that movie?
I don't know.
Aguar's it's from Werner Herzog, the guy who did also Fitzcarraldo, and so it's a very good movie. But it's like 30 years old, right? So I had to get way back in memory. But it's a good movie.
I'm glad that guy asked a question that two people care about.
But then he hung up without clarifying what he was talking about.
I was going to answer you, buddy, and no one else cared. But
I didn't know he was asking us or Uwe.
Yeah. Is it time to dance or
what?
It's a Sprocket joke.
What's Sprocket?
You don't remember the old SNL? You
No.
Remember the SNL bit Sprockets?
No.
Okay. Let's go to Roy the trucker. Roy.
Yes, I was curious. How come you couldn't get this film at the Sundance film chain? Not the festival, but there's a chain of theaters called the Sundance around the country. And they're always playing films like his.
I know we tried it, and they are still thinking about it. They think a long time now about it, to be honest. Like, we asked. Yeah.
How about
fantastic place to see esoteric films like yours. It's great, and keep up the good work. I've seen a few of your films already. It's terrific.
Thank you.
All right.
How about did you try the Angelica? I mean, they should do the first one of the show, Sling Blade, down in Houston Street. They show some.
I'm disappointed about the Angelica Film Center here because what happened is that they got a screener and lost the screener, and then we sent another screener You know, especially to lose a screener of a movie what is not out on DVD is a big risk that the movie pops up
on the internet.
Yeah,
sure.
so this was, first of all, for us, very bad. But the second thing is that they got the screener and now they didn't call us back. And we said, look, Friday is the opening. Maybe they can show it 1 week later. But it is kind of no. It was a lot of disappointing stuff. For example, we showed in the Tribeca one screening of the movie, right? So, and we had 50 people too many there. They have to go home. 50 people. So I asked Tribeca, okay, you want to show the movie? Oh, you know, only if you give us like $5,000. I said, like, normally it should be the other way around, right? So that you give me half of the box office or something. And I said, but you saw that there were people popping up and that the thing was sold out and that people had to go home. Why you don't show it to the audience now? Because I don't think that there's a big risk that Postal nobody wants to see. There will be some audience coming up. And they don't play it. So they are like, some art house screens are so arty in a way that they want to show only movies for like an absolutely minority.
Huh.
You know, like, I don't know, Grease subtitled movies or whatever. We are specialized in this since 25 years. And
I'm sorry to interrupt you. My ex-girlfriend and I went to a movie recently. We were going to see something. I wanted to see something, I forget what, and she wanted to see this movie at the Paris Theater, which was a subtitled movie in Brazil about some political upheaval where a Brazilian boy is taken in by a Jew. It was fucking awful. It was fucking unwatchable shit. It was boring. I mean, I didn't know if it was well acted. I was reading the subtitles, but the story stunk.
Go to Sundance, you know, in the Sundance Film Festival. Yeah. Like, I saw the winner of the Sundance Film Festival on DVD, like last week, and it is a completely disaster. You think, like, what's going on with that people that they think this was a good movie?
What movie was it?
It was a Puerto Rican kind of movie where a guy was like robbed, whatever, and then of course it's because he's robbed, it's all a disaster in his life. But the thing is that they are not good mates. They are not like engaging. You're not going for the actors. And I think there is this kind of strange thing. You do something what gets hyped by the critics or in a festival like Sundance. Yeah. It's so hot. And then as soon Sundance is over, and it's only blanks a movie, right, and you compete it with tons of other movies, then you see like it was only that moment in Sundance where everybody saw it, this is great, and then it disappears. Yeah, like tell me one Sundance movie of the last 10 years what turned into a big success.
I honestly don't know what they show, to be honest.
Yeah.
I mean, although I like to act, you know. If you need
Jimmy's a very good actor. Hey, do you have a monkey?
Postal 2.
Do you have a monkey?
No. I got problems with the monkey in Postal also. Yeah.
What do you mean?
No, you know, in Postal the monkeys rape Vern Troyer.
Really?
Yeah. I forgot about the monkeys rape Vern Troyer.
In Postal?
Yeah.
Yeah. So he gets raped by monkeys, and then I got a letter from PETA, from the animal organization, blaming me for it, and they said, how can you use monkeys raping a guy? And I said, like, look, the guy got raped, not the monkeys.
Yeah, you should feel sorry for the guy, right?
And the other thing is we're using also cats as silencers in Postal. So Peter didn't saw that scene so far. Otherwise, I get another letter if they saw that scene.
Right. Okay. That was more Sprockets humor for you, Jimmy.
Can I send my friend? My friend, a good friend of mine, Liza, texted me, and I think she's a very German, lovely lady, and she said, I fucking love this guy. Please get a picture with him. I already have one, though, from Red Eye Together, Liza. You're way behind.
I got red eye today.
Yes, you are very ill.
Yeah, I'm dying over here. Well, very, very good. I think we're going to take a break.
Cool.
So the movie's called Postal, and now, you know, I'm gonna watch a few of your movies now. See what it's all about.
Where can you get most? You get a website or something, or where can you get most of your films?
No, the best is you put my name in on IMDb and you see all the movies popping up, for example. Okay. And all the bad reviews popping up also.
All the bad reviews?
Yeah.
What do you think of Hasselhoff?
David Hasselhoff?
Yeah, you know.
I'm a member of his fan club in Germany.
Really? Why do the Germans like him?
No, I really don't like him. But I think he has this kind of strange career. And so I feel a little connected to him.
You think he's a good singer?
Not really.
Is that what he's known for over there?
I didn't even like Knight Rider, to be honest, or Baywatch. It's like I never saw that shows. I liked Bonanza and Rockford Files. You know the Rockford Files?
Sure do. James Garner.
Yeah, I loved that show. I loved that show.
Yeah. Quincy?
Quincy was okay, and I loved Kojak.
You loved Kojak,
Yeah,
really?
I loved that show also.
Little known fact about him, he was missing all sorts of pieces
Was he?
of his body, yeah.
Like Telly Savalas or what?
Oh, my God, he was missing an ear, a couple fingers, all from smoking.
Oh, yeah,
I
smoking.
believe it was smoking, but he had some weird parts of his body missing.
I love when he quit the cigarettes and had to go to the lollipops.
Yeah.
Couldn't stop sticking things in his fucking Greek mouth. How do you not love Telly?
What's Dieter doing these days?
Dieter?
Yeah.
Who's that?
Who said?
Just more Sprockets humor, sorry.
I know what Sprockets is.
Just doing my Sprockets material.
I don't know what that is.
I think it's
Dieter is a name.
I think
German
it's.
name.
I think it's the allergy medicine kicking in. All I want to know about
fading
is the
away.
Sprockets.
Fading away.
Who do you think, before we could take a break, I want to ask, who do you think is the best commercial director? Let's say mainstream guy out there.
Oh, very good.
I like Michael Mann, for example. You know him?
Yeah.
Yeah. Miami Vice was not good, but he did some good movies, for example. Collateral, I liked, for example. And, of course, Heat. And, look, Steven Spielberg did great movies. I love some movies from him. Other movies I hate, like War of the Worlds, for example. I think it's a disaster. Yeah. So, but
that movie was a disaster.
Yeah. But Jaws was great. And this was the whole point where I made jokes about Spielberg because we're getting out on the same weekend as Indiana Jones, where I said he got sloppy because of War of the Worlds, right? And then people flip completely out on me. They don't get it that I was not serious about it, right? So, but there are a lot of, let's say, it's not this time anymore where you say one guy makes only good movies. Martin Scorsese is a great director, and but the great movies from him, Raging Bull or Taxi Driver, are all like 25 years old.
Did you think that The Departed, I thought was a little overrated. It was decent, but a little overrated.
I agree with you, Jimmy.
Did you think it was? What did you think of The Departed?
Yeah, it made, like, if you really analyze it, you see that the story is completely ridiculous. But the point is that they had to give him an Oscar at one point, and a lot of directors getting that too late, so they felt like, we don't want to give him the Oscar for the Rolling Stones documentary, so let's give him the Oscar for
they threw him a bone, and they should have. They should have.
Well, isn't that why I think they had Spielberg, I want to say Coppola and George Lucas were the three guys who presented him with it? Is that, okay, so that was probably why, just to get that photo of all.
Right.
He deserved it. Let's say it this way. He really deserved it. And but I think you see also that great directors getting really bad. Now, like Oliver Stone, for example, as a guy who made great movies. What I think with JFK, for example, Platoon, Salvador, and he completely lost it in a way. Like a World Trade Center is. I couldn't stand that. To have that where I read the thing like Nicolas Cage. Like in the World Trade Center fighting for the life of everybody. I felt like, I think, to be honest, this is an insult. To make a movie like this at all, it's completely absurd.
I like to see as many movies as possible. I just had no desire to see that movie. To this day, I haven't seen it.
No. And I saw 5 minutes in the airplane, and then I switched it off. It's actually funny that they showed it.
I was just going to say, they showed it on a plane?
Yeah.
That's inspiring. What airline? I'm going to guess it was not an American carrier?
No, it was Air Canada, I think.
Okay, yeah, they fucking hate us. Yeah. They hate us. Very passive-aggressive for fucking Air Canada.
Well, we got to take a break. We got Anthony calling in next.
Oh, good, okay.
He's on his way home, finally, from the big date night.
Great.
So we'll get an update from Anthony. Well, I want to thank you for stopping by.
Yeah, it was really great having you, man. I hope to do Red Eye with you again. I want to see a lot of your stuff now. I'm a fan of you as a guy, so now I want to see all your work.
Yeah.
Very good, thank you.
And Postal,
check out Postal first. Yeah.
Postal, you can see the trailer on YouTube? Because a lot of people
Postal, there's postalthemovie.com, also a website. And, of course, on YouTube is everything, and on various other websites, whatever.
Right.
Yeah.
Very, very good.
Thank you so much, Uwe Boll, and look forward to seeing you again.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
We're back with the show.
And now we dance. And now we dance.
That's a joke from that thing.
What?
Dieter.
What?
The SNL thing.
I got to tell you, Jimmy. That interview was tiresome.
Was it?
Yeah.
You didn't like him?
It was very tiresome.
Why?
No, see, more Sprockets humor.
Oh.
See, I got you on that one.
I liked him. I thought
see, because you thought you knew what you were doing with the dance thing, and then I flip it, and then I really trick you and say that the interview was tiresome, but that's another Sprocket thing.
But tricking and hurting seem to be the same thing lately.